2, 1. Cool. So I can mute that. Okay. Alrighty. I'm ready when you both are.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna start the stream.
Start the stream, and then we'll do the same thing as before. The 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Okay. Stream started.
Stream started. Oh, I almost forgot one thing.
Wait, their draft is actually winning this time.
Yeah.
Holy
it's
fuck.
okay. We're moving to this game. All right, ready?
Yeah.
So 3, 2, 1, go. Hello, hello, welcome back. We're here for the Open Qualifiers 2. It is the Swiss round, and we have two teams that are 0-1 right now. Black Rock Esports dropping that last game in a long battle up until 55 minutes. Now find themselves facing off against Cosa Gamers here. And looking at the draft, we didn't get to see the draft itself take place. But, Miliana, I know you were talking about liking this draft a lot more. I know I am as well. Seeing that Smolder not only was not banned by them blue side, but they got that first pick.
For sure. Last draft had me triggered because Pockus picked Rakan into Varus, Wukong, and Renata. And I was like, I don't see how that's playable personally. I would not want to play Rakan into a comp like that personally, right?
It's the thing is with a Rakan into that, it's so dependent on how you can find flanks and if you can find flanks, which you made a good point too. It's like, but then there's Wukong, who doesn't matter. It's 360. 360 no scope.
Yeah.
Except it's spinning.
Yeah. And there's two.
And there's two of them.
Playable, probably for
Zalt.
Rakan. I don't know. Oh, Zalt.
Undertow does not connect there. But that's going to be the ghost popped by Aeon Crystals. Looking for that damage with the Tiger Form. Going to get the flash away. Zalt will survive, but going to be... Oh, wait, a flash in the bot lane as well. Idle forced to flash and survive.
I have not seen this bot lane combo yet, personally, this Ashe Smolder, but I am really excited to see Sushee pilot this champion. I mean, I've seen him play in solo queue and in scrims. He looks so good on these hyper carry champions like Smolder. I've seen his Vayne in solo queue. He just looked absolutely fantastic. I am so glad to see him off a more utility kind of ADC like Jhin this time and on one of those hyper carries. I'm so excited to see what he can pull out this game.
Has been hanging out here a long time to fight against Hyphe. They're into this river. That's going to be the Bramble Smash. Flash over the wall. Zalt was moving down, but so is Decoy. You look in the bot lane. Is that not going to connect there? I know it was Smolder's names. Those are a lot easier. Wait, Aeon Crystal. Aeon Crystal? Hello? Are you going to get the execute? Has it been long enough? It has been.
I think he is. I mean,
He had to. He knew that he was going to die, and that would give the buff over to Hyphe, which completely defeats the purpose of that invade.
Well, I guess he got the gold?
No one got the gold.
Oh.
It was an execute.
No, I mean like the buff.
Oh yeah. He got the and it denies it from Maokai, which is going to slow down the Maokai's clear. And as Udyr, you have a really quick clear, so it does kind of help you out. But you were delayed too because you died. That's like yeah, I guess it slows down the Maokai, but you're still slowed down just as much.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, not the best result for either jungler, and probably not what either jungler wanted from the situation, but it is what it is. The game is kind of just even out now with Maokai about a camp ahead of Aeon Crystal on this Udyr. And what was Aeon Crystal in League of Legends again, by the way? Like, I know it's a card in Runeterra, but like, do you know what it is? Like, what champion does it like relate to?
Aeon Crystal, I think, was an old item.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if I recall,
like
I mean an old item.
Oh, yeah, you're old. I'm just,
Yeah,
I'm just
I am
kidding.
old.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. I'm the League of Legends grandpa, essentially.
I feel like almost like most of the casters, especially like that I speak to, are like grandpas. You know, they're like, oh, I've been casting for 5 years. It's like, oh, I didn't install the game 5 years ago. That's crazy.
It depends. It just depends. Some people are like that, where it's like they've been around forever, or there's some people who it's like you, just are new to the game. But right now, Decoy actually getting a bad trade against YPPH there. Olaf things. That is one of the things I do like about Olaf, but something I don't like is that Kassan had to flash there underneath the turret, but does get a lot of damage with the help of that turret back onto Hyphe.
Yeah. And I think bot lane definitely really interesting lane to watch. I feel like these range versus range heavy trading kind of lanes are always the most challenging for players to pilot, because you, instead of just sitting there on Nautilus or something looking at each other, you have to actively trade space and
Oh, see, I already know you don't play enough Nautilus if you're saying you're just sitting there looking at each other. Because the way I play Nautilus is that I run at them, I either die or kill them, then I get back into lane and I do the same thing again.
I see. So you're kind of a one of those players. I mean,
Yeah.
fair enough. I still feel like
I very much am one of those players.
yeah, I
Flash
see.
is an offensive summoner spell.
It is, and I feel like with these range matchups, spacing becomes a lot important. And
Exhaust.
Oh,
nice flash there from Decoy. Throws out the chains. Hyphe here in the top lane. But YPPH should be able to easily get out of that one. Throws out an axe too. If you think about it, shouldn't Olaf do extra damage to Maokai?
why?
Because he has an
He's a
axe.
tree?
Yeah.
Oh.
Axes versus trees.
Well, I feel like Olaf already counters Maokai quite a bit, so.
You know, fair. I also think that
I mean,
Brand should do more
Ivern?
damage to Maokai too.
What about Ivern?
Yeah, you should do more damage to Ivern too. Actually, it should be even more damage if you think about it, because at least Maokai's a thick tree. Ivern's a real skinny twig.
He is kind of a skinny twig, but I feel like Daisy should be resistant to Brand then, because isn't she made of stone?
Yeah. Oh, and that's how you make up for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
ooh.
let's talk about the game, because we had the dragon taken here by Cosa Gamers, but it is going to be traded here for the Void Grubs. While we have the World Ender popped in the top lane, same with the Ragnarok. But there's a flash there for YPPH, flashing towards Decoy. Hits him with the undertow, grabbing the nether axe, but he's got to be careful because that tree is here, and he is looking to chop you down instead. Darkened Blade will connect, and they get both procs of it for first blood out of Decoy.
Decoy able to pick up that first kill, and I'm not sure how many grubbies were taken so far. I guess Hyphe took two. Yeah.
Yeah, it says at top now.
He's
They
pretty happy
finally
with that,
added that in, which makes me happy.
Yeah, I mean, I've been so annoyed because a lot of the overlays for broadcast haven't added that in either, and
Oh, I know. Well, the
so
spectator
annoyed.
should have had that added in at the beginning of the season. So now they have it in, which makes me happy.
Well, but spectator also doesn't work, so it's not really worth it, is it?
The laws of equivalent exchange.
The trade-offs made were not worth it, in my opinion.
It's alchemy here. It's the laws of equivalent exchange, you know? It's League of Legends. You got the ebb and flow, the push and pull.
So I was wondering how... Ooh. Nice trade.
And speaking of nice trade there, Pockus taking a lot there from Idol. But you were saying?
I feel like I was wondering how Riot randomly broke Spectator, and now that you mentioned that they added the grub count, I finally figured out why. They added the grub count and they just broke the entire Spectator. That's crazy.
Like, to be honest with everybody, again, I've been playing League of Legends for too long. I'm, without a doubt, confirmed in my mind, my headcanon, is that League of Legends is held together by a bunch of spaghetti, like actual physical spaghetti.
I see.
Yes. Because that would explain a lot of things if you think about it.
They add a grub count to the game, and then Spectate just doesn't work for like 2 weeks.
Because they didn't get enough noodles. They didn't cook them properly.
That's unlucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, this game.
I just don't know how that happened, but yeah, I mean, Zalt, I think it's just a really good matchup here. Cassie up here, really good into short range things, into things I want to run into her.
Well, it makes me wonder, did Retrozing blind pick this Kassadin then?
Yeah, I am not sure.
I haven't seen the draft yet, so that's the only reason why I asked that, which I disagree with. Ooh, nice chain though. Here's gonna be Mom called in, getting a little bit of heal there. As Crystal only with the ghost, cannot flash in to get the flash bear slap. That means they survive in the spot lane. And good play there from BlackRock to deny the engage that honestly could have been very devastating very quickly for something that needs to scale like this Smolder.
Yeah, definitely well played by him, able to not die there. Has to burn the flash and the ghost.
Before you say anything actually like smart and intelligent, I do this with Kled. The ability name for his ultimate is Charge, right? It's not Charge, it's Charge, right? So Mom. Mom is not Mom, it's Mom! So give me your best Smolder impression of calling Mom.
Mom!
Okay, that actually sounds better
Sorry
than
if I peeked.
that. That actually sounds better than mine because that was more accurate to how Smolder is.
Yeah, I'm very whiny, so I know how to do it. I'm a support player in game, but I'm an 80s player at heart.
Ah, I see. So yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
support player, but I also take all the kills. So does that make me really a support player?
Only if you whine constantly, then you're like an ADC.
Gotcha. I see. Okay. Anyways, let's talk about what's happening in this game because bot lane, Idol barely survived. It was a good cleanse to get away there from Hyphe. They were setting up a dive, but Potato is in the vicinity as well, having backed off. So a lot of things here where there has been, these attempts at plays, especially from Cosa Gamers. But it feels like despite all that, this mid lane is going to be such a massive deficit for them to have to deal with that I'm worried, especially look at this. Retro again, getting tagged. He tried to void rush away, and while he gets out, he's just losing every bit of priority. The lane is frozen against them. This Kassadin, oh god, it is going to struggle.
Yeah, definitely. And you were commenting about the draft earlier about whether or not... Oh, never mind.
Okay, hold on. Decoy was able to heal. Nice dodge there from the Undertale. Still wants to fight a little bit. Got to be cautious there. That is the thing about playing against an Olaf. He has those shields, and he heals up a lot, and the more damage you do to him, the faster he attacks you.
Yeah, and you were talking about draft earlier about how this Kassadin got picked, and it turns out the Kassadin did get picked R5 into the Cassiopeia.
Oh, YPPH?
no.
Okay, he didn't actually auto-attack Decoy. He canceled his own auto-attack there, which was clutch. Had he hit that auto-attack like he planned on, he was dead for sure. Now, into the river, into this bot lane. Chain of Corruptions did go wide. Zalt scaring them away, slithering around, but that's a twisted advance on the other side with the Ginger Crystal Arrow. They do get the Breath of Life back, but Mom helping out to pick up a kill for Hyphe, while Potato still fighting back with the Cozy Campfire, so they get the shutdown for Aeon Crystal. Flash forward did not connect onto the tree, but you're going the wrong way. Your team needs you back in the river if you want to heal back up, so nice dash back in from Retrozing to get 2-for-1 trade.
The game is really close right now still with the first dragon going over to the side of Cosa Gamers. However, Zalt shutdown there. He's really strong in this Cassiopeia right now, has been getting really good CS. Unfortunately, did give a shutdown over to that, I believe, Kassadin? I'm actually not so sure who got it.
It was the Kassadin.
Okay, yeah. And the Kassadin kind of back in the game, but he's still down 40 CS. He's still down a lot of
He's backish into the game. Like, if we look at the gold,
backish.
He's got relatively even gold here against Zalt. But that's not going to last much longer. He's going to come back into the lane. He's only gotten himself the Catalyst there. And so the fact that you have this Catalyst up against the Roa already completed for Zalt, you're still going to struggle in this lane. Speaking of struggling, Idol struggling here against Sushee, and Pockus taking a lot of poke to his face. And he's going to be out of that lane again.
And it looks like with Varus just chunked out like that all of a sudden, the Dragon's just going to be given over to the side of BlackRock. Zalt going to be able to zone off so many players from Cosa Gamers with that Cassiopeia. And it looks like BlackRock just...
Hold on. We got more ults popped in the top lane. But this time, been a little bit nicer for Decoy. The flash away. YPPH tries to get the damage back, but he's got to be careful. Picks up the axe. He's low. Darkened Blade thrown out with the minions helping Decoy to pick up the kill.
Landing those undertows is just so vital to winning these duels, and Decoy's movement is just absolutely insane. Did you see him clicking back and forth, absolutely juking out YPPH in this 1v1 top, and the undertows just not quite connecting for this Olaf means that Decoy is able to outplay these fights so beautifully with those clicks.
And also having no mana too, so missing one is even more critical. We see a setup there attempted by Pockus and Sushee. They're hoping that they can find a potato for their farming. But instead they're going to send out an arrow. Will connect. Nachu getting a lot of damage. Chain of Corruptions going wide from Idol. For the bot lane 2v2 trade. Working out again here for BlackRock, and this is looking a little bit better. Even if some of the fights haven't been quite their way, the lane states themselves are going well. They're winning out lane to lane when it comes to CS. They got themselves the 6 now Void Grubbies on their side. So they'll get their own mites every time they're attacking these turrets. And when you're ahead, it is something that really does help you snowball. You talked about it before. It's like, you're not really a big fan of Void Grubs because if you fall behind, they're useless. But when you're ahead, it gets bad fast.
Especially with the comp they have with that Ashe support who has really nice siege. and stuff like that. I think like if you're like running a long range, really strong siege comp, I think Void Grubs can be so disgusting, especially when you get out 6, because you can go for these really stupid tower dives that you couldn't otherwise because of the little things, the little babies that spawn, and they can take a couple tower shots, and then you can do like the most illegal dives ever without even having a wave there, just because those guys can take a couple hits and you can just like kill people for no reason.
So the worst thing that I ever did on the PBE when they had added the Void Grubs, I'm gonna put that on a pause because Pockus does take a little bit of damage. Good invade attempted here by Cosa Gamers, just looking for control, and Pockus, oh, nice blast cone. Okay, wise move to get over. But going back to what I was talking about with the PBE, the most illegal thing I ever did was play Belveth on the PBE and make sure, like I told my team, we are tryharding for the Void Grubs. No matter what, we're getting the Void Grubs. We ended the game in 13 minutes.
Oh. Interesting.
Because you get the evolved form from the second round of the Void Grubs.
Oh my god, look at them.
Yeah, and so you just win the game that quickly. Like, look how fast they took that turret. Of course, they had Shelly on their side too, and now they're actually utilizing Shelly's movement speed to go towards the top side, I think.
Oh my god, wait, Zalt is drifting. Wait,
yeah.
Can he hit the tower? Let's go look at him. No.
No. I think, oh wait, maybe it got popped. I thought he was going top lane with it. Cause it looked, oh no, yeah, he did go top lane with it. I was right.
Oh wait, he's back in. He's back in. He's for round 2.
Okay, wait. Here, I'm gonna do something cheeky. So you're oh wait, hold on. We'll do a fight here because that's gonna be Chain of Corruptions. Mom called in, helped and heal out, but the storm was too much for Pockus to survive. But that was a lot of damage from Sushee, nearly toppling Potato and Idol. 1v4. There's gonna be the tree on the other side. That will throw them back. Okay, I'm gonna do something cheeky here. I'm gonna rewind. So if a fight happens, you're gonna be in charge of this, okay?
All right.
I'm gonna rewind and then attempt to try to reestablish connection. I want to see the drifting here from Shelly top lane. Let's see.
Oh, it looks like Aatrox and Olaf gonna go for a bit of a trade. But no fight happening yet, possibly. Oh, unless a fight happens over this blue buff, but it looks like it's just gonna be smited away by Hyphe.
Oh, okay. So it was Zalt who rode Rift Herald towards the top lane. Zalt rode it to move it around. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay.
The drift.
Yeah, the drift to top lane. Okay. Okay.
There are some Mario Kart enjoyers on the Rift now that people have had a bit more practice with it.
I'm back. I'm back. I was able to rewind and get back on time. We're good.
Yeah, nothing's happened. I mean, Dragon's coming up in just under a minute now, and not much has been going on. I mean, it's 6 kills so far this entire game.
I feel so good at my skills of rewinding and fast forwarding.
Oh, the hotkey gamer.
All right. So, yeah, like you said, nothing really happened while I was doing that. But we do have some of these item breakpoints that are coming through. Heroa for Retrozing, pretty late, though. Already 5 stacks there for Zalt. This Cassiopeia, already scary before, still going to continue to be very difficult to deal with. And when you look at the composition on the other side, there's a lot of people who want to run towards Cassiopeia, who thrives at people running into her. She's like, okay, run towards me. I dare ya. I put down the miasma. I zone control and lock everybody in place outside of YPPH.
Yeah, and Maokai also just has so much of that zone control too. It's just so hard for Cosa Gamers to get into the faces of the side of BlackRock, because BlackRock has so much kiting back, so much disengage. It's kind of like last game, but like flipped, right? Where BlackRock kind of has that kiting power, that like kind of disengaged power with the Maokai, with the Cassiopeia, but they do have a lot more like zoning too here. So I feel like BlackRock's comp, I mean, I just favor their comp so much here against the 3 melee top side.
It's a really good comp, and honestly, I'm a big fan of Cassiopeia. I think more people need to play this champion, learn this champion, because in the right comps, especially against certain comps, she is great. Everyone always looks at Renata Glosk, right, as being like great at zone control, of controlling a team fight in an area. But Cassiopeia does all that and more with how much damage she does. And it reminds me of, again, this showing my age, back in the old days, back in Unicorn to Love, first qualified for the EU LCS. They actually ran a composition that had Power of Evil on Cassiopeia. And this, I'm talking about, this is when they were on the leaderboard. This is that long ago, when it wasn't just qualifying through playing things like this open qualifier. They had to play the ranked leaderboard as a 5 team in order to qualify. and they kept spamming Cassiopeia mid, Yorick top lane, and that was old Yorick, who used to have the revive mechanic. So if Cassiopeia died, she'd still be in the middle of the fight doing all this damage. So even if you focused her, killed her, she's still doing all this damage.
Yeah, I agree, and she can kite back so well. It is so hard to walk into that miasma. I mean, Cassiopeia is just such a beautiful pick in this draft for Zalt, and he is doing really well on it. I mean, his CS has been really high this whole game. He was absolutely rolling Retro Rising in this mid lane 1v1. And now...
Okay, hold on.
Fight.
It's going to be the arrow thrown out. Does connect on an idol, but nobody's there to capitalize on it. Instead, it's going to be the roots thrown out, getting the root onto idol, but all the while, it's really about the turrets here for BlackRock. They're trying to play the macro game this time around, get themselves in a good position, even looking to see how many stacks Sushee has right now. 155 stacks here on Smolder, 20 minutes into the game. Not too bad. Not too bad if I had to say so myself.
Yeah, definitely pretty good. I mean, he is just 70...
Hold on. That's going to be Mom called in, getting a lot of damage. Breath of Life onto the other side. All the while, the Mites were getting a little bit of damage onto that tier 2, but both sides going to fall back for now. Chu connecting again, getting a little bit of poke here onto idol, but both sides having used quite a decent amount. Seemed like they're ready to fall back and disengage.
Is it just me, or did idol just randomly flash before that fight even started?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
It's the T-pose flash, right? It's the flash to assert dominance.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. I was really confused with my eyes just to see me because there were so many people there. Or like,
I think
you know,
it was a flash
what?
expecting something to be thrown out, but nothing was there.
But Ashe had no ult, right? So
yeah,
I don't know what.
I don't know either.
Okay,
you've been playing. I know what it is. Idol's been playing against so many Ashe supports. They're expecting this arrow to now be on a 5-second cooldown.
Yeah, I mean, Ashe
Which I
has
can't blame
obviously
you.
gotten nerfed like quite a few times. Ashe support. Oh no.
Oh, Retrosing. That's gonna be the arrow flashed away this time. Good flash there from Retrosing. But yeah, even with the nerfs to Ashe support, it really hasn't stopped her from being a terror, right? You have your arrow up, what, still every 50 seconds? Oh, it's not 45 seconds. It's a 5-second difference. Still a lot of arrows.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. And like, we can see that W cooldown has gotten pretty short for her too as well. And
okay, just a trade of damage here. It's both teams really trying to hold on to some control. Mostly here from BlackRock, trying to keep Cosa Gamers pinned beneath their turrets. So they're waiting for a lot of these objectives to spawn. A minute time until the next dragon will spawn. That could be their third one of the game. They can even set up a dive because tier 2s, especially in these sidelines, are not very safe. You can see right there, just having something like this Maokai for that zone control, as you were talking about before, Miliana, is that both Cassiopeia and Maokai are great at controlling an entire area, this giant quadrant of the map.
yeah, and Maokai, I mean, we see this play pattern at all levels of competitive where Maokai just kind of ults while his team is sieging. The enemy team has to kind of back off or get rooted, and then Maokai's team is just able to take a turret for free because Maokai just zones everyone away. And we've seen that play pattern happen in the top lane as well, and we're kind of seeing it again and again where this Maokai is just able to get so much space for his team, for them to be able to siege, and they have 3 ranged champions in their bot side, as well as 6 Void Grubs to help them hit those towers. So it is just an insane combo, and BlackRock just building a bigger and bigger lead off getting these towers knocked down, using that, using those grasping roots from the Maokai, and then just hitting the towers with their other champs.
And the problem here too for Cosa Gamers is they have an Olaf, they have a Cassin, great at scaling into the game, but Cassiopeia and Smolder are just as good. And is the poke Varus build not the on hit, which means that he's not going to scale quite as well as we saw in the previous game, you know, with Phoenix 5, where that on hit Varus, Baz was able to just get out of control once he was full built. There's a limit here for Idol. Yes, he'll do a good amount of poke damage, but you're going to have to do poke damage against a lot of sustain, a lot of control on the other side. And for BlackRock, that's why we see them just kind of move around almost as this a 1-3-1 unit, where they have enough control. Even if the vision isn't perfectly there, they know there's not really a fight on the other side.
Yeah, and we can see BlackRock, even though their gold lead isn't too big, it's just 3k at 24 minutes or so, they have just full control over all these areas. They're just pushing Cosa Gamers out of their own jungle right now. I mean, Cosa Gamers, they're just forced to back off further and further and further, while BlackRock gained full control over that top side jungle. And on top of that, they also have 3 dragons stacked up. They are 1 dragon away from getting that soul.
Well, there's no reason for BlackRock to really play fast and loose in this game. They have control.
No,
they can
not.
play it slow. They can wait it out and be like, all right, let's get some item spikes. Let's get some of these big breaking points that are going to be impossible for Cosa Gamers to deal with much with. And we talked before about how, you know, this Baron early hurts. Well, Cassiopeia, the reason why I like her is she is good at taking Barons quickly. Same with the Smolder on the other side. You see how fast that is being taken down to 25% health here from BlackRock. Aeon doesn't have the flash to get into the pit, so he just has to walk away while the Baron is secured by BlackRock.
BlackRock just suddenly able to take the Baron like that, and it is not like last game where they had a slow Baron take. No, this time they have so much DPS on their side. The Cassiopeia and that Smolder both able to do a lot of damage to the Baron and take that securely and swiftly.
With that, uncontested, they can now reset on the map, set up the 1-3-1 again. Send decoy into the bot lane this time around. Looking at these items that are getting completed here, I'm waiting for Boulder to go back. Sitting on almost 1,400 there for Sushee. What does he get there? Not quite yet, able to finish that 3rd item for himself, but big spikes here for a lot of their players, especially seeing that rally is completed by Zalt. That is the big one.
Yeah, I agree, and Zalt has hit that 3-item power spike now. He is quite strong on this Cassiopeia.
Ghost and Ragnarok were both popped here by YPPH, who has to flash away as he throws an axe at them. Arrow, because you don't have Ragnarok anymore, my friend. So you'll be the one finding Valhalla as the turret will fall too. And all the while, Retrozing was trying to get a turret for the team, pushing in the top lane. But the Baron on this side for BlackRock, they're knocking on the door here of Cosa Gamers, and they will easily topple this bot lane.
Yeah, Inhibitor gonna go down now, and BlackRock, they can keep pushing forward, but Zalt getting that mid lane pushed in as well.
Yeah,
means
look at
that
that.
BlackRock can just take this Inhibitor as well now. They're getting so much off this one Baron push right now in this game. And it looks like Inhibitor just gonna go down.
You gotta do something! And they're the ones getting aggressed on. Mom is the one picking up the kill there with the root, getting the cleanse out of Idol with the flash. Then the flash away.
Oh,
but Everett now
the
pinned into
stacks.
the fountain. There's no way out of this one. It is gonna be the dash back in from Retrozing, getting the kill on Pockus, but he had to flash back himself. Even if they got the bot lane out of there, dashing back, triple kill, Retrozing. This could be your moment. They got a lot of damage on Zalt. Retrozing knows that he wants everything to get back into the game. It's desperation out of Cosa, and they will survive to see another day.
Retro Rising able to pick up a triple kill there on so many members of BlackRock's team. He's getting quite a bit of gold back. Let's see what he gets on this buy. He's able to get the Malignance 3 items now on this Caston. He is quite strong, but it looks like Cosa Gamers are on their last foot. And notice in that fight, Sushee just hit that breakpoint of 225 stacks. He has that execute now, and he is going to be so strong on this Smolder.
But the one thing is that Retrozing here did stop the game from ending. 4-0 now on this Kassadin. And you're at level 16. You know, it's the countdown timer that everyone always talks about when you look at a Kassadin. Get to level 16 and you could 1v9. But you're still fairly far behind here against BlackRock Gaming. Oh, BlackRock Esports, sorry. And so now for Cosa Gamers, they have to get themselves one more fight like that. They have to make sure that they're denying the soul. Oh, Retrozing actually, good juke there, but does get tagged by the slow. Waiting to dash forward. There's going to be another Rift Walk away. But forcing out this Kassadin, that is the primary win condition now for Cosa Gamers.
Yeah, however, I don't think it'll be enough. Zalt and Sushee are both so strong, and so is Decoy on this Aatrox. Olaf has gotten to the point in the game where it feels like he's kind of useless. He runs at people and he dies really fast, and he doesn't really do anything.
Yep,
and
exactly.
Same with Udyr against, because Udyr just has a really bad matchup here because BlackRock have so much ranged DPS in the Smoder and the Cassiopeia, it feels like he just kind of runs at them and dies as well. So you have two people who just kind of run at them and die or just don't do anything.
That's not like with the Olaf. The Olaf can get through that because of Ragnarok. Udyr doesn't have that luxury. Yeah, he has one way to kind of break some of the CC, but it's not much.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the Ragnarok doesn't even do anything because at this point, the most effective CC is death,
arrow
I think.
To the back line. That's going to be Mom called, and they already got Crystal. There's going the Udyr, and dashing away is Kassadin. When your Kassa wins out of here, and you're getting a triple kill on Smolder, there's not much hope. Retrogen again back into the fountain just to survive, and it's Black Rock Esports taking this game far more convincing in the last game as Retrogen tried desperately to hold on to the game like before, but it was not enough.
Yeah, almost could have been a penta for Sushee, but not quite, unfortunately, and it's a convincing victory for BlackRock in the second game. They're going to end up 1-1 and go to the 1-1 bracket tomorrow, where I believe they will be facing Benefactor's Revenge in that bracket.
Yeah, I'd have to double check how the bracket, you know, because the Swiss is always kind of crazy. Make sure who won what games. But we'll definitely take a look at that later. But thank you, everybody, for joining us here at Black Rock Esports. Going 1-1. One crazy game, one far more convincing game. Thank you all for joining us. We will see you tomorrow for more Swiss action here in the Open Qualifiers 2 of the 2024 spring season. See you tomorrow.